Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Nurit and I'm speaking with you today from Budapest, Hungary. And we have two guests again today. We have a questionnaire, a person who's asking the question, and his name is Jesper Hovedskou. I hope I said it right. Welcome, Jesper. And Jesper is reaching us today from Copenhagen in Denmark, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you, Nurit.
Wonderful. So Jesper sent us some wonderful questions about his practice, and he agreed to be on the screen with us today on the show so he can ask the questions directly to Gabor. So yes, you guessed it. The second guest is Gabor Harsanyi, and he's also in Budapest, Hungary, and he will be joining us in a moment. So sit back and enjoy. And the best way to get the most out of this session is to have your mind as quiet as possible and your ears open. So here comes Gabor.
Hello, Gabor. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jesper.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. I'm glad I don't have to learn to pronounce your last name. It would take a while. But, but I remember your dog's name, Pepsi, so you know, we'll manage.
She might react to you calling her name.
Great.
Yeah. So, Gabor, I had a question for you. I've been watching some of your videos, and they're very inspiring. My question is, I'm familiar with your technique of having some portion of my awareness on the outer circumstances and some portion of my awareness anchored in my body. So whenever I do these techniques, it always leads me to a still silent place within me. But my question is, will there come a time where, if I do this technique consistently, will there come a time where I find myself completely stabilized and anchored within me, stabilized in the self without any effort? Or will there always be some kind of dance back and forth? Yeah, that was basically the question. So will there always be some effort, or will there come a time? Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. It's of course, it's a very good question. It's I'm really happy to receive a question like this, because that means that you reached a certain milestone. We don't want to give this a whole bunch of linear progression, but when you reach the milestone that you do it and you practice and the mind stops, wow, that's wonderful. Really wonderful. And yes, it will stick, and you won't have to consistently do it, right? Now, here is some distinctions. You're in the I'll try to give this some logic, although this is not logical progression. If let's say you're practicing feeling your body at a certain time, or let's say you're practicing and you practice it more and more and more and more and more, with the hope that the more you practice, the more it'll stick, right? Yeah. That's the normal way of thinking about it, and that's fine, and that will give you some results. So it will be you're starting you're starting here, and you practice it more. You'll feel it, you feel it, you feel it, and you will feel feeling like what I would describe, oh, it's great to be alive, it's great to be alive. However, to make it permanent, you will have to integrate it into your life. Integration does not mean that we practice more of the same exercise, right? It will give you, start here and we end up here. Oh, okay. But integration means that you will have to practice it in your life situation, exactly as it comes. The universe knows exactly what life situation to give us in order to in order to go inside. I usually put my hand up and do this. That means that paying attention this way, paying attention this way. So, and I usually I use the metaphor that you opening the door. There's many ways to say it. None is accurate, but I like it. Yeah, I you know, when I do this, I open the door, and the universe is coming in, and universe is working on you, and even though we might not notice it. So I open the door and open the door and open the door. Now, as far as you integrate it in your life, you already know that you have to practice it while your life is happening. So let's say you're riding a bicycle, open the door. Let's say you're cooking a carrot, open the door. Feeding your dog, you open the door, right?
Yeah.
If it means a whole bunch of tasks or processes or whatever you need to do in your work or whatever you need to do.
Yeah, so we practice this with our eyes open. That's how I do it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's crucial
yeah.
to leave your eyes open. Now, there's one important ingredient that is absolutely non-linear. I call it the Angularity. I don't know if you read my book or
not yet. I'm going to order it. Yeah.
It will. I talk about the mind's angular possible awareness, and you will really like all those things. So Angularity simply means that I'm sitting here, and here is a life situation, and there is another life situation, and here is another one. I like to make it simple if I can.
Sure. Yeah.
So there's life situations all around me. They're all at a different angle. You're here in your body in the now, and it's all in a different angle. So I turn to this angle. I engage my eyes. I engage my eyes to see. I consciously see. I'll have a little smile and open the door onto it. I take the door and open the door consciously with a smile onto the life situation, and you blink. Okay, and then you like this. It's fun. And then there is the next life situation, whatever, right? And the wind is blowing. And so I consciously listen to the wind for a little while. And then I keep the listening going. You go inside the way you usually do. You do what I call a feeling smile. A feeling smile simply means that I feel the body and smile into the body. I smile into the body. Ooh, fun. It has to be fun. It's not serious. Ooh. Feel and smile. So now you have the feel and smile, and you have the wind. So you engage your hearing. You keep on smiling. Here you go, click, like taking a picture. And then you go to the next life situation. Basically, there's many ways to say this. I like to say I open God's door to it.
Yeah.
The other way you can say you're a prince. You're a returning prince. You got lost, and now you're returning home. You claim your kingdom again. Metaphorically, it works very good. So you're the king, and you claim this. You claim this, and you claim that, and you claim this. Whatever the eyes can see and the ears can hear in my reality, whatever I can taste, all my senses, I claim that reality. I claim that reality. So here is the next reality, and I open the door, I engage my eyes fully, I see what's there. It's almost like a little bit of a visual focus. I'm deliberately using my eyes instead of just glancing through. I'm deliberately using my eyes. Notice there is a tree, there is a bird, there is a old factory, whatever, you know, it doesn't matter what it is. I deliberately. I kind of wait a little bit till my eyes fully engaged in duality. Go into the body. If you're already in the body, fine. Now you have content and context. You see something with your sense, any sense, and at the same time you open the door for God to come in. God will then. You don't mind that word, God, right?
No, it's okay.
It's never it, so I'm using different stuff.
Whenever I find that still silent place, it kind of feels like God. So
yeah, I like it. You know, it's been misunderstood for centuries, and in the name of God, a lot of violence happened, but that wasn't in the name of God.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm engaging my eyes. I open the door. When I'm fully aware that my eyes are fully, clearly seeing the distinctions in duality, and I open the door and do a feel and smile. Feel and smile. Feel and smile. Looks weird. Of course, you do it within yourself, right? So you know, if you're in public, you may do it a little bit less obvious if you want. It doesn't matter. The feel and smile. You smile through the body. Smile through the body, and my eyes, your eyes are engaged. Smile through the body, and then you go click with your eyes, like a camera. Click, click. You're basically saying, I claim this kingdom. I claim this angular reality, and then I claim this angular reality, and then I claim this angular reality. So your experience of feeling the body is one component.
Yeah.
It's a very important one. People who are absolutely unwilling to do it because it's too simple, well, that's it. It can go back to linearity. It won't lead anywhere. So you're engaging this angle and that angle and this angle and that angle. So every time there is something, anytime at home or at work or walking, you know, you fully engage a sense, whether it's seeing or hearing. Go in. I'm fully engaged with my eyes, and I'm in the body. I feel and smile. Click. The feel and smile. Click. Is like I said, like a three-dimensional camera.
Yeah.
I claim my kingdom in this angle.
Yeah.
Claim my kingdom in that angle, and that is the integration, very basic integration process that will help you to nail it down so it becomes permanent.
So that's the technique of sustaining it. That means this is from what I understand, this is still practice, and this is still integration. So there will come a point when you've been practicing this for long enough, it will sustain. It will become permanent. If I'm correct. Okay.
Yes, it will. What I'm saying is that just to feel the body is not quite enough to make it permanent, and or it might take such a long time that I don't think you want that so long, right?
Yeah.
So this, what I'm describing, this type of angular integration, will nail all the angles down. So I'm saying, nail it down, nail it down, nail it down, nail it down, nail it down. So it's like It's nailing it down. And every time you nail it down, it's like you're putting a nail in, like you're making it permanent. I am the king of this angle.
Yeah.
I'm the king of that angle. And that process is the one that makes it permanent.
Wow.
Very, actually quite quickly.
Yeah. So, and all this is in your book? Yeah, that's very...
The Angularity is in my book. There's a lot of basic information that's very, very different than the linear learning meditation type of stuff. Because this moment cannot be the continuation of the previous moment. So we're using angles to make sure it's now.
Yeah.
And it's now. So we're if this represents third-dimensional reality, we jump out of it in an angle, or you surrender into it, whatever is comfortable for you. Ooh, but it's in an angle. It's not in time.
Yeah. Yeah, because time is in the mind. Yeah, I understand.
Right. Time will spoil the whole thing. It's poison to your awakening. Time is fine. We're fine with it, but do not put your practice on a time scale. So the way we do it is this reality, and that too is my reality. Feel and look, click. And those angles will be the ones that quite quickly will nail it down for you, and you will notice that it'll stay longer, it'll stay longer, it'll stay longer.
Wow, amazing.
That's a technical integration. I have never showed this on tape. I'm showing it to my private students, of course, who practice. If the mind will design and define something for you to oppose it, of course. So you can be ready that the mind will say, oh, it's the same as this, oh, it's the same as that, and invalidate it quickly.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
So do you switch back and forth between having some awareness in your body and then doing this other technique in order to sustain it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you're, the whole basic is, as you already know, feel the body while you're doing stuff. And you're taking it just a little bit further.
Yeah.
Feeling while you're doing stuff, and you feel and click. So that third dimensional reality is registering that the king has returned. You're claiming that space, you're claiming, whichever way we say it is not accurate, of course. Click. So it's what you're already doing. There's a little bit of adjustment. That will get you a lot more progress because you're clearly using your moment-to-momentness and your angularity. Your angularity helps with the moment-to-momentness.
Yeah.
We're using duality words to express something that cannot be expressed that way. You know that. I
know. Yeah, it's difficult to describe in words. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a nice smile. So smile and feel the body. So feel the body and add the smile when you're making this picture. Like this. I'm fully aware of the duality of what I'm seeing. And I'm fully aware that I'm inside. The smile makes it a bit more potent. Then I go click. And if you saw a dove that belongs to your kingdom, if you saw a old car that belongs to your kingdom, if you saw a rock, a dog, good, bad, doesn't matter. King returned.
So when you say it belongs to my kingdom, that means you feel connected to this silence or God.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're integrating. You might have felt it already, probably did, that when you feel inside, it seemed like you're really feeling the inside and outside. I don't know if you have experienced it, right? Like
Yeah.
you're feeling the body, but it doesn't seem like you're feeling inside. You're actually feeling inside and outside.
Yeah.
So your eyes tell you that it's outside. That's what it's supposed to do, make distinction. So my eyes said that's outside, that's inside. But it's only because my eyes said it. Otherwise, there isn't an inside and outside. So everything that's happening here and there is happening within you.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So we're integrating what's already within us, really.
Makes sense.
It's like an interwoven magic carpet. There's my kingdom, but to claim it, I have to do some interwovenness with beingness, with non-duality, with love. All those words are interchangeable depending on how you are inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Add the little angle, click, and it's fun. It's like taking pictures everywhere. When you're ready, eyes are seeing, I'm feeling, I'm smiling. Click. You're taking a picture, and the whole thing gets interwoven. You will see it in my book. It explains better.
Yeah.
It's interwoven simply means that existence is moving through everything, right? Absolutely everything. I see them as very skinny ropes of golden rope, let's say. It's already there. It's within you and within everything. It's interwoven. And then when you reaffirm your kingdom, the skinny ropes become very big. So you are reaffirming what's already there. That's in my feeling spatial reality. Click. It's that I returned home. I use that expression because of the parable of the son who got lost and returned home. You might have heard. Well, what's it called? Prodigal son. Yeah. So we're returning home, all of us. I returned home. And
I just tried it while you were speaking, and I kind of felt that when I did this click, it had an effect in my body, like it was like a warm, like a sustaining feeling. So, yeah,
exactly.
I can imagine when I do this, it will become bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it will. Just that's absolutely true. Just remind yourself consistently that this moment is different than the next moment.
Yeah.
Don't expect a continuity, and don't expect any results. And that's when the results come.
Yeah.
And you will not be able to sense the results in your senses. The results will come in your unifying ability, which is not a duality distinction.
Yeah.
unifying. I'm unifying. It's so much. I call it fun, because see, you have already stepped through the one of the biggest obstacles. You seem to get that it's here. No one can tell you that it's not, right? No one can tell you that on the end of some magical line you will be in a mysterious position where you will be enlightened and you'll be commuting with the masters of the Far East who are in golden light. I'm making fun of it.
Yeah, I know.
This where you are at is you got the basics.
Yeah.
Integrate the different angles.
Yeah, basically how I see is that when you are connected to your source, to yourself, that is actually the end point, but you have to sustain it. So it's not like you will become mystical or anything, but you'll have integration of being.
Exactly. And you're already feeling the being, and you're You're in a wonderful position. All you have to do is integrate. For integration to sustain itself, make sure it's not linear, that it's more is not better necessary. Now, the more angles, the better. If you want to say what's more, right? The more angles, the better. So if I break down this 180 degree to a 1 degree intervals, right?
Yeah.
That might be better. But even then, we can't expect it to be better because it's now.
So it's not better in a way that you practice more, but it's better in a way that you claim your kingdom from the angles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with practicing more. Let's say you are in a park and you find a tree and you lean against it and you just want to be. That's wonderful. Feel how good life is. Feel how good existence is.
Yeah.
Smile and feel the tree behind you. They are very helpful. Ooh, there's a tree behind you. And then even in the park, you can do angle, 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 click, click, click. All of a sudden it sticks. All of a sudden, wow. Time is still going on this dimension, right?
Yeah.
Time is happening. We don't care because we're really activating something that's in an angle to this time frame. And the end result, there's no end result, but I have to use those words. The end result is that all your faculties will be actually enhanced and totally fine, meaning that you're going to do your work even better. You'll be able to make distinctions just as good or better with your hearing, with all your senses. This remains and be better if that matters. And at the same time, you'll be aware of this, so both. So I'm aware of my distinction-making ability, this whatever sense that I have open, and I'm aware of my unifying ability.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is our job as returning princes or princesses.
So that means you're aware of two dimensions at the same time.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
I would even say just a little bit differently. You're aware of this dimension, and you're aware of this as a being. It's rather not a dimension; it's just being. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as we say it's a different dimension, then it's simpler to say you're aware of being and this. But to understand it first, it's good to say this dimension and that dimension.
Yeah.
So I'm unifying. And I'm making distinctions. And that level of, there is a level to this, meaning that I can be a little bit more in the being, and I don't have to be so functional. You and me were sitting in a park and talking and having a glass of wine or beer or something. Ooh, you can go a little deeper. Deeper means just be there and stay there and do nothing. Doing nothing, and doing nothing makes it deeper.
Yeah.
Doing nothing. Doing nothing is at that time celebrated. So, but you don't have to be so functional. You can just be and be. And you have to be functional, like at work or something. You go to a slightly different level of awareness, deliberately. So you a little bit focus more on contrast reality, but even a little bit of this retained is fine. And the balance between the two will be automatically adjusted by your being.
Yeah.
Won't have to be an engineer to say this is 60 degrees, that's 59, whatever. By the grace of God, it's adjusted automatically. So you'll become very functional as a master in your reality, which is what's requested of us, to be masters of reality in front of us. Not a masters of reality when you travel to India or Tibet or South America. It's now. It's now. And even if you travel to Tibet, it's still now. Now. So that's, those are the basics of how you can make your integration much more potent. And that will make it permanent.
Okay. So there is a point where you say, okay, now I feel it's permanent, but do you still practice it, or in order to develop it even more? Because I suspect there is no real end to it.
Yes, exactly. There is no end to integration because life is always changing.
Yeah.
Now, we have the fortunate thing that our life is changing, and it's changing quick, so we always have to integrate. If you were hiding away in the mountains or in a church or something, then the integration stops because there is only so much you can integrate.
Yeah.
But then if you walk out of whatever the mountaintop, and you want to go and pay your bill somewhere or buy bread, you will freak out. So integration never stops. However, this integration won't stop. However, practical purposes, it's now permanent. It's not going to go away. You don't have to think about it. When you want to go deeper, you go, oops, deliberately deeper.
Yeah.
Or when you want to be more functional, just focus more on contrast reality. You'll be more in contrast and slightly less in being.
Okay.
It's all hypothetical.
Yeah.
So, but some will be retained by you automatically all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, and there is one more ingredient that that is too much to describe right now. I think once you did quite a bit of this.
Yeah, before you said it, that I wouldn't be able to feel it in my senses, but I'm very familiar with the feeling of being, and I could already feel that something was coming out and growing. So I think that's how I should feel it, and to see that it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
And the goal was here to make it permanent.
Sure. Yeah.
In a sense, it's already permanent. The noticeability shifts a little bit, but it's permanent. You're making it permanent. And occasionally, the mind comes up with God knows what.
Yeah.
To get you back into time somehow.
Yeah.
And if it does, just let me know. And there is doesn't matter what the obstacle is, we can go around it.
But these two techniques is enough to make it permanent.
There is one more technique.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's too much to have it on a tape, and I will have to. It's not regarding body feeling. The technique that I will have to go through maybe some other time or sometimes is let me use a metaphor. By feeling your body, let's say you're in the high school.
Yeah.
And you run around learning geometry and geographic and mathematics, and the objective is to find the door to the gym, right?
Yeah.
You found the door to the gym, and you actually crossed into the gym. Now there's a whole bunch of equipment which you have to now integrate, right? But you know you're in the right place. You know you have to integrate. So part of this integration inside the gym is, metaphorically, is when you're already in the body quite nicely and easily.
Yeah.
There are things to do in the body. So now this is all inner work, but now this is a refinement of inner work. it will have to do when we're inside, we can go to different places inside the body.
Yeah.
And that is too much of a different subject to get into it now.
Yeah.
So you have right now the tool to make it really permanent. A little bit of refinement will be needed later.
Yeah.
To really nail it down, and that's already an inside job. You have to go in the body and work with some of the chakras. I mean,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
but you are now inside the gym, and now we're learning how to be on the parallel bar or on the
Okay.
rings, right? So it's gonna be like that. In the meantime, you will be making amazing progress, just what I told you.
Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah. So I need this final tool, but I can work with these other tools in the meantime. And then I suspect that it will be good to have a connection with you to get that final tool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. In your case,
yeah.
I can call it the final tool, but I would never say that.
Okay.
Okay, because I see where you're at. For you, it would be final tool, nothing final. It's another way of nailing down, fine-tuning the nailing down so that it becomes permanent. So, but it requires quite a bit of practice, the Angularity. Read the book, practice Angularity, and then after that, I guess I give you your next step.
Wow, thank you. I just thought of one question. When you do these things, do you have anything where you deal with emotional pain? Because sometimes when we go in, it tends to activate deep emotions that are hidden within us.
Yeah.
What I just felt before when I did these techniques is that it's actually burning away the emotions. So it's not suppressing them, but it's dissolving them.
Okay.
Is
yes.
That,
yes. Again, a damn good question. Okay. We don't want to get rid of emotions. We don't want to get rid of fears, anything.
Yeah.
Right. The conventional belief, again, it's that we start here, we end here, and the more we clean up here, the better, and we end up somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And that's in time, so that doesn't work. So yes, emotions and stuff and fears and God knows what will happen. One, we don't need to figure it out where it came from, why it happened. You know, my grandfather fell off the horse while he was walking. I mean, whatever. We don't care. Okay, so we don't want to melt away the emotion that you're encountering when you go inside.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is very important. To keep on melting things away, we can go on forever. What we want to do is bypass them. The emotion that comes up actually is a good friend because it will help you bypass itself.
Okay. Yeah.
Strong emotion come up. Usually you feel it somewhere in the body, right? Somewhere, stomach area or heart area or something. I say, oh shit, I gotta get rid of it. Chances are it'll go away, it'll melt away, but not if we try to get rid of it. So here is an emotion. We don't want to engage it. We don't want to oppose it. We don't want to clean it. We don't want to talk to it. We don't want to do anything with it. We use it as a catalyst. You know what a catalyst is?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So we use the catalyst. What happened is now, be glad because now you have something to bypass. And what we which is bypass, meaning that this is here and now my focus is here. I'm bypassing it. It wants you to engage.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Where's it? Where's it coming from? How are you doing? You bypass and you bypass and you bypass. And the more of these come up, the more you bypass and the deeper you go, in a sense. Part of your integration. So be happy that it's there rather than unhappy.
Yeah.
Even though it's unpleasant. And do not engage it. Treat it like a long lost friend.
But that yeah, sure.
Came, entered your house. He's not behaving properly. You're holding it in this loving space and bypass. It is in the bypassing that you go deeper and deeper and deeper. So those are helpers that come up for you, again, to go deeper and to stay there.
So does that mean that when we have sustained being for long enough, we'll have an awareness of this being, but at the same time there will be a human level with emotions and other stuff, and now we are not reacting to it as much anymore. We are now identifying with being and not with emotions. So it's not like we want to get rid of it, but it's there, but we bypass it, like you say.
So in your integration process, where you're in, whatever you're in, like you mentioned, if emotion come up, you don't want to engage it, you want to bypass it. And because you're not engaging it, the power of this emotion will diminish.
Yeah, yeah.
But it will not diminish if you engage it and try to get rid of it.
Yeah.
That will help you in your depth and during your integration process. When you're arrived, I hate that word, but I don't know all else to say. When you're there where you want to be, where you have contrast reality, interface, and the other interface all at the same time, life will still be happening. It's possible that something triggers you, right? Bang, and then emotion will come up. You're not going to be a non-human.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, if you moved away to the mountains, you would look like a non-human because nothing ever triggers you. So here you are, fully in this loving space, and you're fully functional. So now life is happening. The normal expectation is, well, I'm now a superhuman, nothing touches me. And we don't want that. Not looking for that. What we want life to touch us. So we don't disengage from life, or we don't take away from the quality of life. So there will be stuff that might be there. We say, oh, look at that. Oh, something touched me. Okay, a sadness touched me. A something touched me. I mean, that's life in here. Okay. What do I want to do with it? Hello, friend, you're here. What do I want to do with it? You then very easily can go more to this dimension, a little deeper, so you don't feel it if you want. It's a choice.
Yeah.
If you're already so deep, it's not going to touch you. The ideal place is to go into a crossing of the dimensions, where you're in the present moment, you're in your body, but life is still touching you. You want life to touch you. But now you regulate the degree of touching.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to feel that. But life wants to come to you to be the sadness of something, people or something will come to you. And if you're totally separate, if you're totally superior and you're already a master and you don't want to do anything with it, that you're not really a master. You don't want to be you want to be engaged. And our job as people, mini gods, is to exactly engage that sadness that you found and incorporate it, embrace it into your life and embrace it into the universe. I'm embracing, oh, there's a sadness. Okay. I'm embracing it into the universe. It won't happen frequently, but it will. It's ongoing. And it's our job. An awakened person job is to integrate whatever is around us. Integrate this into this.
Yes.
So life will touch you, and that's what you want. Very quickly you can go deeper or not deeper.
So you can actually say that life becomes our teacher.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And whatever is happening in your life supposed to happen. I cannot possibly take you away for a week or two to a retreat.
Yeah.
So many good things than life. Life knows more than you and me. The universe knows more than me as to what's happening in your life is what's supposed to happen so that you can integrate that.
Yeah. But just so I understand it correctly, that when you take this picture within you, it's when you're connected to your own being, and when it's something you want to claim as your kingdom, something good. Good. Yeah.
It's something good and bad you want to claim into your kingdom.
Okay. Yeah.
So if I see a beautiful tree and a bird, click.
Yeah.
If I see an old factory with an abandoned car, there's an electrical pole with the wires hanging down, click. We're incorporating everything within us and outside us, within us, same thing. That's part of me, the ugliness, the beauty, the smile, the sadness, it's all me. I'm incorporating into my life, which is our job to do.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So the outer world becomes the inner world too.
Say it again.
So the outer world becomes the inner world.
Yes.
Or helps you to sustain your being.
That's right. You already feel that it's outer and the inner really is the same, but it will be much more so as you go on, much more so. Everything that's happening is within you, really.
Yeah.
Because you are inside and you are outside, based on what your eyes are saying, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's a feeling reality. It's not a visual reality. This one, feeling reality. Feeling reality, and we incorporate this reality into the feeling reality. Good, bad, ugly, tall, whatever. Stuff that you hate, stuff that you love, it all goes into the incorporation, integration. And these will get you results.
Yeah, I can feel that. Wow. It feels like the missing ingredients.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Sometimes teachers speak about meditation and stuff, but they don't really teach about how to sustain it for longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that.
Yeah.
Really...
Exactly. Do not meditate in a conventional way.
Yeah.
Preferably.
Yeah, but my practice is not meditation. It's more like, if we can use the word meditation, it's like meditating during while I'm doing activities. While I'm in the world, so to say.
Yeah. You're doing great. It's all you have to remember is the mind will try to get you into linearity in the smartest, nastiest way. It'll try to get back. Okay, let's go, and in the future something will happen. While it's now, click, it's my reality. Ooh. and you're the master of that moment, and that's what's required. That's what will make it permanent for you.
Yeah. So the mind will try to come back, because this is what we could call perhaps a death punch to the mind every time we do this.
That's right. It's a death punch. That's good.
But there will come a time when they can't reach you anymore. When it's permanent.
Yeah. When it becomes permanent, actually, what's going to happen is it's not that the mind won't reach you. It's rather it will become a friend.
Yeah. Okay.
It will be like, hey, dude. Okay, you returned home. You're the king. I thought that I had to rule my world. Now you're doing it. Okay, you're the king. You go ahead and rule. My job is easier.
Yeah.
Says at that time the mind. The mind will be friendlier, and will be totally at your disposal as a slave. You're the king. You say, okay, mind, I want to think about this now. Okay, you pull out the software, what you want to think about while you're being, and you think about it, and you put it back.
Yeah. So that means that is actually one of the misconceptions, I think, that some people think that the mind will completely disappear, but now what I hear is that we actually use it instead of being a slave of it.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
See, exactly. Matter of fact, the ability to be in a third-dimensional reality, and the ability to just be in a unifying reality, both the mind. Both of them are the mind.
Yeah.
So it's why this subject is so tricky is because we have to use the facility that we are going against temporarily. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
And the only way we can fight it at the beginning is total simplicity and humbleness. Ooh. And then temporarily, at least, the mind craziness calms down so we can actually proceed.
Yeah.
It'll be a friend, and you'll be able to think deliberately. And that's a master.
Yeah. So in a way, you can say we become, although we are sustaining and becoming more of our true nature and being, but we are also becoming more human.
Exactly. The way we're supposed to be, quote unquote. You know, there's no supposed to, but let me say it that way.
So now we actually function as humans.
Exactly. We function as human beings.
Yeah. that was good. Human beings.
Human being. We become human beings.
Yeah. Those two.
We have all the facility for it. We have all the ingredients. All we have to do is activate it.
Yeah.
Doing is you activating it. Matter of fact, you already activated a major part. All we're doing is fine tuning so that the mind shuts up a little bit.
Yeah. Just one more question. When you take this picture, like you described, is it only of outer circumstances, or is it also of your inner world? Like, for example, you can when you feel your inner world, you can you have an idea what's going on. But is it?
Damn good question. I never addressed this before, so this is brand new, fantastic. The only reason we're doing the blink is because the outside, the mind and the eyes thinks that there is an outside. So we're saying, okay, eyes, click, there's a picture, and I'm incorporating. When it's inside, you don't need to engage your eyes, right?
Yeah.
You engage your feeling.
Yeah.
Anything inside, anything that's inside you, first of all, you're not fighting it. You don't want to dissolve it, right? You want to hug it.
Yeah.
Inside, you know. I'm letting it be there, like a long lost friend, and to treat it with this engagement of hugging. You're doing the interwovenness through the inside you.
Yeah.
Hugging and you're hugging, and let something come out of your mouth. If a sound wants to come out while you're doing this, then let it speak to you. If it's okay. Surrounding it with you being. You don't need to take a picture of it. You're only doing it if it's outside.
Okay. Yeah.
Not bad, dude. I mean, I can see. Sometimes I look into the camera. Sometimes I see you, and.
Thank you. Yeah, but I suspect that we should just keep a contact so I can learn about that final tool we spoke about.
The final tool that I can't say it's final, but
Not final.
I can temporarily say that it's final.
Yeah.
But when the time comes, God knows what we're gonna call it.
Yeah.
Yes, there is something simple that you can do with Him that will nail it down a little more.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, you've been a good help to me, definitely. Wow, been amazing.
Thank you so much, and
you're welcome, Gabor.
I'm glad to interact with you, and every time I meet someone who stepped into the gym, I'm really happy.
I am too. I'm glad to have met you.
Likewise. Take care of yourself, and I'll let you talk to Nurit for a little while.
Okay, thank you.
Great session.
Yeah.
You have a glow on you. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wonderful questions.
Yeah, I hope I can be of help. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to let you in on a little secret, not just you, but anyone who's watching. Last week, we had another person asking questions. And one of the questions was very similar to the one that you wrote to us that you were planning to do for this video. So I said to Gabor, should I contact Jesper and tell him that question has already been asked? And Gabor said, no, it's going to be a different moment and a different person, so the answer will not be the same. That's right. And that's exactly what happened. If you watch the previous video, it's on my channel. Yeah. It's called Functional Silence Reloaded. Okay. If you watch it and then you watch this, you'll see it's two different answers. So wow. There's your proof that every moment is not a continuation of the previous moment.
But this was specifically for him.
Yeah, and Gabor just said this was specifically for you.
Yeah, and it was a great help, definitely.
Wonderful, yeah. Wonderful. And I'm sure, and I hope the people who are watching this will also benefit from it. So thank you everyone for watching. If you have questions, please send them in. And thank you, Gabor, for your wonderful answers. And thank you, Jesper, for reaching out to us and offering to do this. So
you're welcome.
Thank you very much, and God bless.
Snowflakes in April, the sun is shining, I close my eyes. You're cold as ice, snowflakes in your eyes, pretend to hate.